A very good morning to my dear students. How are you? I hope you all are happy and healthy. Basically, we are doing chapter 3, Meeting Life Challenges, uh, which is our third chapter. And almost the chapter is finished. And let's discuss the questions related to this chapters. Basically, this chapter is not very conceptual. This is not very conceptual chapter basically, and you have to write the answer on your common sense, on the basis of your common sense and on the basis of your experiences. Very general things are in this chapters, and you have to write the answer accordingly. सो इसमें बेसिकली कुछ रिमेंबर करने वाली बहुत ज़्यादा कॉन्सेप्चुअल चीज़ें हैं नहीं. सो आंसर आप अपने एक्सपीरियंस के अकॉर्डिंग, अपने कॉमन सेंस के अकॉर्डिंग दोगे. सो इट्स ओके, नो इशू. ओके, सो लेट्स डिस्कस फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल द NCERT क्वेश्चंस. First question is, explain the concept of stress and give examples from daily life. You can see here, you give example from daily life. That means your application point of view is more important than the conceptual point of view. So in the first part of this question, explain the concept of stress. You have to write down the definition, the meaning of stress, and put up the daily life examples which is basically proven the concept. Okay, now second NCERT question is, state the symptoms and sources of stress. So you have to study the symptoms, basically the behavioral symptoms, the cognitive symptoms, the emotional symptoms, and the psychological symptoms. Okay, and sources of stress you have already studied about it. Okay, so basically three type of sources: the life event, hazards, and the traumatic event. So you have to write down. This is very direct question, not any confusion. Now third question is, describe the gas model and illustrate the relevance of this model with the help of an example. And in this question you have to write down the Hans-Ellis model, which is gas model, general adaptation syndrome. Okay, in which you have to write down the 3 steps: alarm reaction, resistance, and exhaustion, and the evolution part of the theory. Now next question is, enumerate the different way of coping with the stress. Basically two group of psychologists were given the task coping strategies. So first one is Andler and Parker. Andler and Parker give the 3 type of coping strategies: the task oriented, the emotion oriented, and the avoidance oriented. And Lazarus and Folkman given 2 type of strategies: the problem focus and the emotion focus. You have to write down in this section. Next question is, explain the effect of stress on psychological functioning. You are studied the concept of stress in psychology, so definitely you have to know the how the stress is correlated with the psychology. So first of all, physiological effect, then cognitive effect, emotional effect, and the behavioral effect. Okay, these all aspects are related to psychology. Now next question is, describe how life skills can help meet life challenges. Different kind of life skills we had studied, like assertiveness, improving relationship, good mental and psychological health, and time management, rational thinking, and self-care. So these are the few points related to life skills which we have to write down in this question. Now next question is, discuss the factors that lead to positive health and well-being. In this section you have to write down the diet, the exercise. ठीक है, लास्ट वीडियो में जो मैंने बताया बेसिकली 2 और 3 पॉइंट हैं रिलेटेड टू दिस टॉपिक: द डाइट, द एक्सरसाइज, एंड द पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड एंड पॉजिटिव थिंकिंग. सो ये 4 पॉइंट्स के बेसिस पे आपको इसे डिटेल करना है. नाउ नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज, हाउ डज स्ट्रेस अफेक्ट द इम्यून सिस्टम. दिस इज़ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन. इसमें आपको बेसिकली जो हमारी T सेल्स किस तरह से वर्कआउट करती हैं, हाउ द इम्यून सिस्टम इज़ इफेक्टेड बाय द स्ट्रेस, पूरी जो हमारी साइकोलॉजी है, पूरी फिलॉसफी है, वो हमें इसमें डिटेल में करना है विद द रिलेशनशिप ऑफ HIV का एग्जांपल देके किस तरह से वो T सेल को कह सकते हैं कि उसको कॉज करती है और उसको डिस्ट्रॉय करती है. सो इन पॉइंट्स के बेसिस पे आपको डिटेल पूरा मैकेनिज्म बताना है कि हाउ द इम्यून सिस्टम इज़ related to the or the affected by the stress. Now next question is, give an example of a life event which is likely to be stressful. Suggest reasons why it is likely to cause different degree of stress to the person experiencing it. This is interesting question. आप अपने कॉग्निशन के बेसिस पे, अपने कॉमन सेंस के बेसिस पे इसको आंसर कर सकते हो। आपको सेलेक्ट करना है बेसिकली कोई एक ऐसा लाइफ इवेंट जो कि स्ट्रेसफुल हो, एंड सम रीजंस और डिफरेंट डिग्री ऑफ स्ट्रेस, किस तरह से आप उसको मैनिपुलेट कर सकते हो डिफरेंट डिग्री ऑफ स्ट्रेसेस में, किस तरह से उसके एक्सपीरियंसेस को इम्प्रूव कर सकते हो। इन पॉइंट्स को आपको अपने कॉग्निशन के बेसिस पे लिखना है, मैं नहीं बता रही आंसर। नाउ नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज, given what you know about coping strategies and the what suggestions would be give to your friend to avoid stress in their everyday lives। ठीक है, बीइंग अ साइकोलॉजिस्ट अगर आप अपने फ्रेंड को सजेस्ट कर रहे हो कि हाउ टू कोप विथ स्ट्रेस, तो आप उसे किस तरह से बेसिकली गाइड करोगे, उसे किस तरह से बताओगे किस तरह से हम अवॉइड कर सकते हैं अपनी एवरीडे लाइफ से स्ट्रेस को। एंड इन दिस सेंस आपको जितनी भी कोपिंग स्ट्रेटजीज़ है वो भी लिखनी है। नाउ next question is, reflect on the environmental factors that have a positive impact on the being and a negative effect। ठीक है, एक इन्वायरमेंटल फैक्टर्स के रिफ्लेक्शन के बेसिस पे आपको पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट और नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट के बेसिस पे इसे क्रिटिकली एनालाइज करना है बेसिकली। ठीक है, फॉर एग्जांपल आप ले सकते हो कोई भी एग्जांपल, आप पोल्यूशन ले सकते हो, या फिर आप नॉइज़ ले सकते हो, क्राउड ले सकते हो, क्राउडिंग, कोई भी एक पॉइंट लेके उसके बेसिस पे पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट क्या पड़ेगा, इसके बेसिस पे आप इसे डिटेल में डिस्क्राइब करोगे। देन नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज, वी नो दैट सर्टेन लाइफ स्टाइल्स factors can cause stress and may lead to disease like cancer and coronary heart disease, yet we are unable to change our behavior. Explain why. Why the life skill is basically not implemented in our practical life situations. So on this basis you have to mention some points. Now other questions, this is all about the NCERT questions. Move to the other questions. First of all, very short answer type questions. First is defined stress, then what is de-stress, what is positive stress or use stress, and what are stressors. These are the small concepts. Then what is strain, how stress is a basic ingredient of life, and what is coping, what is lifestyle, what is hardness, what are life skills, what is the function of immune system, and describe the meaning of burnout. This is also a very interesting concept. The what is hardness and the describing meaning of the burnout. This is two important question. What is psychoneuroimmunology? This is the branch of psychology. You have to write down here. Now short answer type questions. What is stress resistance personality? This is the first full question. What is the stress resistant personality? What are the characteristics of this kind of personality? Basically the hardness trait in which the 3 C's are present, okay, according to Kobasa. The commitment, control and the challenge. Now next question is, how resilience and health are related to each other? किस तरह से resilience related है हमारे health से, इस सेक्शन में आपको ये लिखना है। इसमें मैंने आपको बताया था 3 पॉइंट है, आई हैव, आई एम एंड आई कैन. These are the 3 concepts on which the resilience is basically lie. Now move to the short answer type questions. How adaptation is different from adjustment? Okay, in this you have to describe the first of all adaptation, what is adaptation and what is adjustment. Okay, so adaptation is basically a biological term, जबकि adjustment is a more psychological term. Next question is, discuss cognitive theory of stress, which is given by Lazarus. The cognitive appraisal theory, you have to write down detailed theory, the whole theory. Next question is, explain the various type of stresses or stress. Basically the types of stress. In this you have to write down the physical or environmental stress, psychological stress, emotional stress, social stress. Okay, these are the 3 categories of stress. Now what are the stress management techniques? relaxation, meditation, biofeedback, creative visualization, and cognitive behavioral therapy. These are the techniques, these are the therapies which are very useful to managing stress. Exercise also. How positive health and well-being can be achieved through positive attitude. In this section, you have to emphasize on the positive attitude. Now, next question is, many people are their own enemies and do precisely those things that are bad for their health. Discuss. In this, you have to write down the psychological part of the individual which are very much influence their own health and which are affected by the stress. फॉर एग्जाम्पल देयर किसी इंडिविजुअल के अगर बैड हैबिट्स हैं उसे आप यहाँ डिस्कस कर सकते हो. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज, व्हाट इज़ द रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन स्ट्रेस एंड हेल्थ. किस तरह से हेल्थ रिलेटेड है हमारे स्ट्रेस से. नाउ हाउ स्ट्रेस एंड लाइफ स्टाइल आर रिलेटेड टू ईच अदर. किस तरह से लाइफ स्टाइल रिलेटेड है हमारे स्ट्रेस से. नाउ नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज, सोशल सपोर्ट इज पॉजिटिवली रिलेटेड टू साइकोलॉजिकल वेलबींग. डिस्कस how the social support is important for psychological well-being. In this section, you have to write down the 3 basic support: perceived support, social network, and the 3 type of support is tangible support, informational support, and emotional support. Now, next question is, stressors result in a variety of stress reactions. Discuss. This is the critical question. Basically critically examine करना है इसमें. Stresses result in a variety of stress reactions. Comment और discuss. इस टाइप के क्वेश्चन थोड़े ट्रिकी होते हैं. You have to aware of this type of questions. Now next question is, how negative emotion and associated behavior cause psychological stress. How negative emotion and associated behavior cause psychological stress. यहाँ पे इसका आंसर करना है. This is all about the chapter 3, meeting life challenges. Our next chapter is a psychological disorder. This is the actual psychological chapter basically. अभी तक तो आप ऐसे ही रफली पढ़ रहे थे कि क्या क्या चीज़ें 11th के जो कॉन्सेप्ट्स थे स्टार्टिंग और अभी जो स्टार्टिंग में पढ़ा ये आपका बेस था. नाउ द एक्चुअल साइकोलॉजी इज स्टार्ट. द बेसिक इंटरेस्टिंग पार्ट इज द डिसऑर्डर्स एंड द थेरेपीज. ठीक है, बेसिक द क्लिनिकल साइकोलॉजी बेसिकली द स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम द चैप्टर 4. तो डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ डिसऑर्डर्स जिसके बारे में आप सब ने सुना होगा. द स्ट्रेस रिलेटेड डिसऑर्डर, मूड रिलेटेड डिसऑर्डर्स, डिप्रेशन विच इज़ वेरी कॉमन इन दीज टाइम्स, and the anxiety, okay, multiple personality disorders, and cognitive disabilities, cognitive disorders. So these type of disorders are you will read in this chapter, chapter 4, and so many concepts are also there. So let's start psychological disorder. First of all, the brief introduction. Chapter 4, psychological disorder. Basically in this chapter you will study about the different kind of psychological disorder. Before it you have to you will understand the concept of abnormality and the different historical background, how the abnormal behavior is developed, how the concept of abnormal behavior is developed, different approaches to study the abnormal behavior, and the classification system in which you have to study the DSM-4 and ICD-10, and the general factors, general causes of abnormal behavior, and the different kind of disorders. So this is the whole gist of the chapter. After this chapter you will able to understand the different type of abnormal behavior, the concept of abnormality, and the factors which are responsible for developing the abnormal behavior, and the different models, and the major psychological disorders, the symptoms and the signs of disorders. You must have come across people who are unhappy, troubled, or dissatisfied. Their mind and hearts are filled with sorrow, unrest, and tension, and they feel that they are unable to move ahead in their lives. They feel life is a painful uphill struggle, and sometimes not worth living. So famous analytical psychologist Carl Jung has quite remarkably said, "How can I be substantial without casting a shadow? I must have a dark side. Too, if I am to be whole, and by becoming conscious of my shadow, I remember once more then that I am a human being like any other." This is the sentences of Carl Jung. Carl Jung said basically, how can I be substantial without casting a shadow? I must have a dark side too. If I am to be whole and by becoming conscious of my shadow, I remember once more that I am a human being like any other. हर इंडिविजुअल का एक ब्लैक साइड होता है, एक शैडो साइड होता है. दिस इज नोन एज मे बी द साइकोलॉजिकल डिसऑर्डर्स. सो एट टाइम्स some of you may have feel nervous before an important examination, tense and concerned about your future career, or anxious when someone close to you was unwell. All of us face major problems at some point of our lives. However, some people have an extreme reactions to the problems and stresses of life. In this chapter, we will try to understand what goes wrong when people develop psychological problems. What are the causes and factors which lead to abnormal behavior, and what are the various signs and symptoms associated with different type of psychological disorders. The study of psychological disorder has intrigued and mystified all culture for more than 2,500 years ago. So psychological disorders or mental disorders, as they are commonly refers to, like anything unusual, may make us uncomfortable and even a little frightened. So unhappiness, discomfort, anxiety and unrealized potential are seen all over the world. These failures in living are mainly due to failure in adaptation to life challenges. As you must have studied in the previous chapter, adaptation refers to the person's ability to modify her or his behavior in responses to changing environment requirements. So when the behavior cannot be modified according to the need of the situation, it is said to be maladaptive, or abnormal psychology is the area within psychology that is focused maladaptive behavior, its causes, consequences and the treatment. Abnormal psychology is a branch of psychology in which you will study about the consequences, causes and the treatment, the diagnosis and the treatment of the different kind of psychological disorders. Basically psychological disorders होते क्या हैं? एज लाइक हमें समटाइम फीवर होता है, समटाइम कफ होता है, समटाइम कुछ भी टाइफाइड, मलेरिया, कोई भी डिजीज़ हो सकती है. डिजीज़ आर सो मच स्प्रेडिंग. ठीक है, ये जनरल भी हो सकती हैं, छोटी मोटी डिजीज़, और कुछ सीवियर डिजीज़ भी होती हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल कैंसर, HIV. सो एज इट इज़, जैसे हमारा फिज़िकल सिस्टम जो है वो समटाइम बीमार हो जाता है, हमें डिजीज़ हो जाती हैं, फिज़िकल डिजीज़ हो जाती हैं. एट द सेम टाइम जब हमारा माइंड प्रॉपरली वर्क नहीं कर पाता, माइंड में कुछ ऐसा डिसफंक्शन आ जाता है, तो दिस इज कॉन्सेप्ट इज नोन एज एबनॉर्मल इन साइकोलॉजी. एंड बेसिकली उसकी बेसिस पे साइकोलॉजिकल डिसऑर्डर्स डेवलप होते हैं. ठीक है, जिस तरह से हमारा फिजिकल डिसऑर्डर्स है फिजिकल प्रॉब्लम्स की वजह से, वैसे मेंटल डिसऑर्डर है मेंटल प्रॉब्लम्स की वजह से. दैट्स वाई दिस इज नोन एज डिसऑर्डर. दैट्स मीन विदाउट एनी ऑर्डर, द dysfunction in order, this is disorder. ठीक है. Now disease that's mean any kind of illness, any kind of disease which we develop through any reason. Now first of all look at the concept of abnormality. In the concept of abnormality there is a 4 D's. Now one important thing is here that the culture specific explanation of the abnormal concept. Okay, according to culture, the definition of abnormality, the definition of psychological disorders is changed. बट ऑलमोस्ट सारे कल्चर्स के पर्सपेक्टिव को ध्यान में रख के जो एक जनरल डेफिनेशन होती है, दिस इज एक्सेप्टेबल इन साइकोलॉजी. So concept of abnormality and psychological disorders. Although many definitions of abnormality have been used over the years, none has won universal acceptance. Still, most definitions have certain common features, often called the 4Ds. That's mean the definition of the concept of the abnormality is change according to culture. But the four major concepts, the four major points which are common in all the definitions, all in all the cultures, that commonality is known as the 4Ds: the deviance, de-stress, dysfunction, and the danger. These are the 4Ds basically: the deviance, de-stress, dysfunction, and danger. So first one is starting from lower point, the deviance. Deviance is something which is very extreme, which is very different, which is not common in all the individuals. See, the uniqueness is a different thing, and the deviation is a different thing. A little bit unique person is acceptable in society. Uniqueness is every individual is unique, basically every child is unique, but this is the different concept from the uniqueness. Deviance, that means the extreme point which is not acceptable in society. ठीक है, एक ऐसा पॉइंट जहाँ पे बिल्कुल एक्सट्रीम हो और डिफरेंट है, विच इज़ वेरी मच अनयूजुअल और इवन बिजायर. ठीक है, बिजायर इज अ टर्म which the psychologist basically use for the different kind of behavior, the extreme behavior which is not acceptable in society. So this is deviant. Deviant, that's mean which is any extreme level of the behavior. Now second concept is de-stressing. Distress, which is unhappy, okay, unpleasant, something, a feeling which is very unhappy, unpleasant, or you can say upsetting feeling when you are upset. So this is de-stressing, related to stress, unhappiness. Now dysfunction, that's mean not functioning properly, not function properly. So interfering with the person's ability to carry out daily activities in a constructive way. That's mean their functions will be not appropriate, and their function is not carried out truly. So this is the dysfunction, which is not proper function. Now the last one is dangerous. Dangerous for the individual who are suffering from the disorders, for their own and the other ones also. Dysfunction, that's mean to the person or to other, both peoples के लिए danger होता है. Danger, that's mean something which is very scary, something which is very dangerous, ठीक है, for the own and the others also. So these 4Ds are basically considered as abnormality. Abnormal behavior, किस behavior को basically हम abnormal behavior करेंगे? वो behavior जो कि basically या तो dysfunction है, danger है, de-stressed है या deviant है. कोई भी ऐसा behavior which is not acceptable in society, which is, that's mean the deviant behavior. Any de-stressed behavior, that's mean ऐसा behavior which is emerge that unhappiness, unpleasant feeling, and dangerous, that mean the behavior which is danger for someone others or the suffering persons also. And dysfunction, which is that's mean the any interference in their daily routine, daily constructive process में जो एक barrier create करे, function को उसके distress कर दे, this the dysfunction. So on the basis of these 4Ds, the concept of abnormalities was occur. So this definition is a useful starting point from which we can explore psychological abnormalities. Since the word abnormality literally means away from the normal. The literal meaning of the abnormality, abnormality, that means away from the normal people. ठीक है, जो normal से away है, जो कि normal नहीं है, the opposite to the normal is the abnormal. It implies deviation from some clearly defined norms or standard. In psychology, we have no ideal model for even normal model of human behavior to use as a base for comparison. So various approaches have been used in distinguish. So here the question is, what is normal? We have actually no ideal perspective for human behavior. ठीक है, कोई ideal behavior है नहीं which is we are saying as a normal. ठीक है, when we don't know about the normal, then how we decide the behavior is a not normal and the behavior is a abnormal. So on the basis of clarification between the normal concept, there are two opposite or the contradictory view. First one is the deviation from the social norm, and second view is focused on the maladaptiveness. Okay, so let's look at these two approaches. These emerge two basic and conflicting view. So the first approach view abnormal behavior or as a deviation from social norms. What are the social norms? Whatever the rules and regulation, whatever the ideal kind of normal behavior which the society is expect from the individuals or the member of the society, this is called norms. Okay. So many psychologists have stated the abnormal is simply a label that is given to a behavior which is deviant for the social expectations. Abnormal behavior, thought and emotions are those that differ markedly from a society ideas of proper functioning. Each society has norms which are state or unstated rules for proper conduct. So behavior, thought or emotions that breaks society's norms are called abnormal. A society's norms grow from its particular culture. Okay. That's mean according to this approach the deviation from social norms, दैट्स मीन जो सोशल नॉर्म्स है, जो एग्जिस्टिंग रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस है, उससे अवे अगर कुछ बिहेवियर है, दिस इज कंसिडर एज द एबनॉर्मल बिहेवियर. Whatever is which is not accepting in this particular society, this is called abnormal. ठीक है. So basically the norms are developed on the basis of their culture. As societal norms grow from its particular culture, its history, values, institutions, habits, skills, and technology and arts. So thus a society whose culture values competition and assertiveness may accept aggressive behavior, whereas one that emphasizes cooperation and family values, such as in Indian society, so may consider aggressive behavior as unacceptable or even abnormal. So a society's values may change over time, causing its view of what is psychological abnormal to change as well. So serious questions have been raised about this definition. It is based on the assumption that socially accepted behavior is not abnormal and that normality is nothing more than conformity to social norms. According to this approach, the abnormality, that's mean the which is not acceptable in a particular society according to their norms, according to their rules and regulations. Okay, so that the normality is nothing more than the conformity to the social norms. Now look at the second approach. The second approach is views about the maladaptiveness of the behavior. The second approach views abnormal behavior as maladaptive behavior. So many psychologists believe that the best criteria for determining the normality of behavior is not whether society accepts it, but whether it fosters the well-being of the individual and eventually of the group to which he or she belongs. So well-being is not simply maintains and survival, but also include growth and fulfillment, that is the actualization of the potential, which you must have studied in Maslow's need hierarchy theory. According to this criteria, conforming behavior can be seen as abnormal if it is maladaptive. So that is if it interferes with optimal functioning and growth. For example, a student in the class prefer to remain silent even when she or he has questions. Prefer to remain silent even when he or she has questions in her or his mind. So describing behavior as maladaptive implies that a problem exists. It also suggests that vulnerability in the individual's inability to cope or exceptional stress in the environment had lead to the problem in life. That's mean this approach is basically believe the behavior is not much adaptive according to demands of the environmental. If we are not adapt the environment that will develop the maladaptation. ठीक है, maladaptive behavior, that means which is not adaptive behavior according to the demand of the environment. So if you talk to people around you, will see that they have very vague ideas about the psychological disorders that are characterized by superstitions, uh, ignorance and fear. So again, it is commonly believed that psychological disorders is something to be ashamed of. The stigma attached to the mental illness means that people are hesitate to consult a doctor or psychologist because they are ashamed of their problems. Actually, psychological disorder which indicates a failure in adaptation should be viewed as any other illnesses. ठीक है, दैट्स मीन इट इज़ वेरी कॉमन एज लाइक अ फिजिकल डिसऑर्डर्स, एज लाइक जस्ट लाइक अ साइकोलॉजिकल डिसऑर्डर्स. जिस तरह से हमें फिजिकल डिसऑर्डर्स हो सकते हैं वैसे हमें एबनॉर्मल डिसऑर्डर्स भी हो सकते हैं, बट स्टिल द सोसाइटी फेस अ स्टिग्मा विच इज़ रिलेटेड टू द साइकोलॉजिकल डिसऑर्डर्स, एंड दैट्स वाई द so many factors like superstition, ignorance and the fear and the shame is also exist in society. That's why the people are basically not initiate for their own problems, for their own sign and symptoms, and they cannot consult the proper take a treatment to the psychologist or the doctors. So this is all about the abnormal concept of the abnormality and the approaches of abnormal behavior. Now our next topic is historical background, how the changes is how the evolution of the abnormal behavior, abnormal psychologist concepts are developed in the period of evolution, how the concept is emerged and what are the changes are occur in till this time. Okay, so this topic is basically I will discuss in a next video. Okay class, thank you.